Word to your mother, my name's Steve, this channel is Frags to Riches. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I love you for doing so. Stay tuned till the end because today I'm going to announce the 3 winners from the giveaway that I started, 2 or 3 weeks ago, so stay tuned for that. But today I thought I would kind of get back to my roots. I've been doing a lot of expensive, pricey designer, some niche-y kind of things lately, and I don't like it. I'm a man of the people. I want to kind of get back to how I started, doing some cheapies. So I got a bit bored, so I ordered a few cheap fragrances. So today is going to be an unboxing. So the first fragrance I want to show you is this one. This actually arrived yesterday. It was a blind buy, but I have opened it and smelt it because I couldn't resist. But I will show you what it is and give you my kind of initial thoughts anyway. So this is much hyped by the man, the legend himself, Jaguar Fragrance. The fragrance in the box is Jaguar Pace. Now, I've never really succumbed to it. I wasn't fussed by it, but Jeremy hyped this a lot, and I think he had a couple of women on his channel that kind of smelt it and said it was nice. But I saw how dirt cheap this is. This is the 60ml, which cost me about £11.50 or something from Amazon. You can get the 100ml for about 20 quid, something like that. And yeah, I basically was just a bit bored, and I saw this was recently in a video on the SoCal Scents channel, and one of the ladies on there smelt it and really liked it. It was her kind of pick of the bunch. So for the money I thought, fuck it, I'm bored, I'll just take a punt. So everybody says that this is very safe, generic shower gel, and you know what? They're right. So I did just get the smaller one because I thought I didn't want to kind of risk any more than that, even though it's dirt cheap. My first impression of this, as I say, this arrived yesterday and I couldn't resist, so I have smelt this, and I did kind of give it a sort of quick wear in last night. But basically this is, I've got a lot of alcohol there. It's what everybody says it is. It's very fresh and clean and quite manly. It's probably a bit spicier than I thought it was, and that spice is kind of got a slight old school vibe about it. Now it's not talky balls, it's not like a powdery kind of scent, but it just reminds me of those very kind of generic, cheap, slightly spicy, manly fragrances. And it was summed up because I got my wife to smell it, and she pulled out one of her most used fragrances, most used lines of all time, when she said, "It smells like my dad." And it does. It smells like the sort of fragrance a dad would wear, to be honest. It is very clean, it's very fresh, it's not very powerful at all. Last night I put on quite a few sprays and it wasn't very strong. Yeah, so this is the sort of fragrance that back in the day, before I was a proper fraghead, when I was just kind of into fragrances, I only had like a handful of fragrances max. I basically had 1 or 2 fragrances that I'd wear for work during the day that were quite cheap, but quite pleasant and clean. And then I have a couple of kind of more expensive fragrances, in my eyes back then anyway, that were kind of a bit nicer that I'd wear going out, either on dates or events and things like that. So this would have been ideal back then for the sort of cheaper fragrance to wear for work. Back then I used to wear things like CK1, for example, where this was a bit, if you're like that, if you're that sort of person, and I suspect you're not if you're watching fragrance videos, but if you are the sort of person that like I used to be, where you just want a cheap, clean, basic fragrance for work that's not going to offend everybody, that's, you know, you're going to smell nice and clean and shower jelly, then this is it. But if you're a fraghead, which you probably are if you're watching this video, don't bother, mate. Just steer clear. It's kind of not worth it. I don't know why I bought it, if I'm honest. I think it's, I do know why I bought it. It's because I was bored, it's cheap, and a pretty lady on YouTube said it was nice. But what I have decided I'm going to do is give this away. I'm just going to catch and release, but I'm not going to give it away to only my viewers and subscribers. I'm going to give this away to Scent Geeks Podcast listeners. So stay tuned for the next episode of the Scent Geeks Podcast, because I'm going to tell you how you can win this. Now, what I will say is it's only for UK listeners, I'm afraid, because basically only Queen Elizabeth II can send fragrances outside of the UK. Okay, so next up is this one. So inside this box there are 2 fragrances. Now, before I open it up and show you what they are, I just want to give a shout out to the company where I got these from. This is not sponsored. I paid my own hard-earned money for this. Well, it's my money, it's not hard-earned. But I paid my own money for these, not sponsored. But I want to give a shout out to Hoagies online. I've used them quite a few times before, but the best thing about them is they have a clearance section. Now in the clearance section, they have lots of fragrances. Some of them are unboxed, but some of them are just brand new sealed, but there's like slight damage to the box. I bought one before and the corner of the box, it just looked like it had just taken a small knock. But the bottle was totally fine, it was all sealed, etc. But they offer some really good prices on those, and if you look around online, you can often get a discount code as well to add on top of the clearance prices. So I urge you to kind of give them a look. It's definitely worth checking out. It's worth just having a little browse, to be honest, to see what they've got that's unboxed or, you know, damaged boxes, etc. because you can get some good deals. But anyway, let's open this up and let me show you what I've got. So I've opened the box, and inside I've actually got a scratch and win card. So it's like share to win. I think you can win £20. No, I'll check that out after. Anyway, so the packaging. So one of these fragrances that I've ordered is brand new sealed with slightly damaged box, and another one is actually came unboxed, but it looks like it's come in just a plain white box. They've obviously put it in a box, but it's not original packaging. So let me show you what it is. Boss Bottled Tonic. So I've been mulling this over for a little while, and I managed to kind of get this cheap enough. Basically, I like Boss Bottled. I love Boss Bottled Intense EDP. That's my favourite. And this kind of gets quite a lot of love from George, the Fragrance Apprentice, but a lot of people say it doesn't last, etc. So I was a bit kind of off-putting, so I didn't want to pay too much money for it, but it still holds its money quite a lot, annoyingly. But I managed to get this through Hoagies online. I think this unboxed bottle, unused, was I think it was like £19.99, but I did then use a discount code as well. I got 10% off of that as well. So for that sort of price, that makes this a lot more worth it. So I'm just going to put this box down because this is a blind buy. I've never smelt this before, so let's give this a go then. There's definitely a very subtle Boss Bottled DNA to it. It's quite subtle though. It's like underneath this fresher, zingy kind of, I think a lot of people say like a gin and tonic, but mate, that's really nice. That's lovely. I mean, to be honest, I had no doubts that I was going to like it. It's just the performance that's kind of put me off. But for the money, for less than 20 quid, I'm well chuffed with that, to be honest. Really nice, really clean, great work scent, I'd say. It is quite literally a Boss Bottle, but a lighter version. The Boss Bottle DNA is underneath, and it's just a bit lighter and fresher. I mean, I'd say that's a compliment getter. It's probably not strong enough to get noticed to be a compliment, to be honest. It's quite light, but it's that classic compliment formula in that it's quite light and fresh and very clean and smooth and kind of, yeah, it's just a very smooth, clean, pleasant fragrance. I'm really chuffed with that. Cool, let me show you what other fragrance I got. Before I show you fragrance, let me just show you this that you kind of also get from the guys at Hoagies. There's a little package, and inside, mate, little Love Hearty chocolates. They totally want me. So the next fragrance, as I said before, was sold as a damaged box. Now I've had damaged boxes from them before, and the damage has been really quite subtle and almost not worth noting. This damage is definitely noticeable. If I bought a fragrance like this, expected no damage, I'd be disappointed, but I knew what I was getting into, so I don't mind so much. So at the top, it's all nice and sealed, but at the bottom, it's basically, I don't know what happened. It almost looks like somebody's caught it somehow. I don't know if they've been moving or packaging it or something, or maybe it's had a hit there, which has kind of pierced the film and then just caught the box. So Yeah, but I didn't actually tell you what it was. It is Hugo Boss Orange for Men. So this is not a blind buy. This is a fragrance that I used to wear back in the day. I've not owned it for quite a while. And again, I managed to get this cheap enough. I think this damaged box was like, this was crazy cheap. This is the 40ml. I think I got it for like 14 quid or something like that. It was like really cheap. It was like a no-brainer. So this is a fragrance that I used to wear back in the day before I was kind of a proper frag head. This was one that I would kind of mix it up. I'd sometimes wear during the day, but also kind of, I liked it enough and thought it was attractive enough to wear in the evening on dates and going out as well. So I used to rock this quite a lot. So I've not smelt it for a while. So let's open it up and give it a go. Now, interestingly, when I used to wear this before I was a frag head, I didn't think about notes. I didn't look up what the notes were on Fragrantica. I didn't do any of that shit. I just used to get a fragrance, smell it, and decide if I liked it or not. I recognise obviously the difference between something that's fresher or sweeter, etc. But I never looked up notes. I didn't try and break it down in my head. So this is the power of marketing, because I always just assumed that this had an orangey smell to it. It's like Boss Orange, it's an orangey scent. But it's not got any orange in it, it's red apple. So it's funny, it's the power of marketing. I didn't look it up, I didn't break it down in my head, I didn't kind of smell it back then, I wasn't familiar, I didn't have a reference or back catalogue of notes that I'd smelt to reference. So I just didn't give it a thought, I just liked the smell of it. It was quite like attractive, quite fruity, and I just enjoyed it, and I just assumed it was orange, but it's not, it's actually red apple. So let's give this a go. This is going to be like a nice little blast from the past, mate. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, see now it's blatantly not orange, but back then I just didn't give it a thought because I didn't even think to look up what notes were in it. That seemed ludicrous to me. I think this is still a really solid fragrance. Yes, it is Boss-like in the fact that it's fairly cheap and quite synthetic. But I think this is a great work scent. You could easily wear this to work. And I think it's attractive and manly enough to wear like in the bar after hours. Like if you finish work and then you're going for a drink or whatever. Even on a date. I mean, I really like this. What do you guys think? Comment below, I'll be curious to know. So that's it, that's my little mini cheap fragrance haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to listen to the next episode of the Scent Geeks Podcast, where I'll give you full instructions on how you can win Jaguar Pace, the cheap fragrance that is hyped to death by Jeremy Fragrance as one of the best cheap fragrances you can get. It's not, but you can get it for free, so you can try it without having to buy it. So stay tuned and listen to the Scent Geeks Podcast. I also promised you that I would announce my winners from the giveaway that I started about 3 weeks ago to celebrate my 3,000 subscribers. I agreed to give away 3 fragrances and I'm standing by that, so I've already picked the names for the giveaway. I'm going to do it in the same order that I said I would in the video. So the first person picked is going to get Zara 11.0, brand new, boxed, missing just a few sprays. So the winner, and I emphasize again, all these winners need to be in the UK because it's impossible to send a fragrance outside the UK unless you're some sort of royalty. So you must be in the UK. If you're not, I'm going to have to re-pick, so you're going to have to let me know because I can't send it outside of the UK. I apologize. The first winner, the winner of Zara 11.0 is Jeff Wild. Jeff Wild, thank you for your comment, thank you for subscribing and watching. Jeff said, cheers for the review, quality humble brag slipped in as well, nice, well done for the 3,000 subs. Thanks Jeff, well done for winning Zara 11.0. Comment below and I'll tell you how you can claim this bad boy. The next fragrance that I'm giving away is one from the house of Rosa Salas, they are predominantly a clone house, but they do have original creations as well. There's an affiliate link down in the description below, so go and check them out. I'm giving away a full boxed presentation version of their take on Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, which is called Mon Chéri. Now, I actually really like this fragrance, but I think personally it works better on a woman, and my wife doesn't like it because she doesn't like the sort of marzipan accord that you get in this fragrance. It's basically like cherry baked well tart. But I do like it, but on a woman for me, and my wife won't. So And my side piece, she's not into fragrances. So anyway, the winner of Mon Cherie is New Den Lions. New Den Lions, they said, great review, count me in for the giveaway, always looking for an overall fragrance that can be worn all the time. Mon Cherie might not be the overall fragrance you can wear all the time, but you could certainly wear it, or possibly the woman in your life might like to wear it. So well done and thank you. Comment below and I'll tell you how you can claim. And the last fragrance I'm giving away is another from the house of Rosa Salas. Again, full box presentation. It's their take on Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, and it is called Reyes Noir, or Reyes Noir. And it is a great inspiration, to be honest. It smells really, really good. I love this fragrance. Tom Ford's Noir Extreme is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, but I do have the original, which I love, and my wife bought me for my birthday, so I do not need this one. So I'm happy to kind of donate this to a very loyal subscriber. And the loyal subscriber that has won this one is the legend that is Russ Arnold. So well done, Russ. He has been supporting my channel for a long time. He supports loads of the kind of UK Fragcom YouTube guys. He's always commenting, and he recently kind of got into Instagram as well. He's got his own Instagram account, so well done. Russ said, very generous, mate. Congratulations on the 3K. Can't think of anything funny for this, but count me in for the giveaway. Cheers. So well done, Russ. You've earned this one by enduring a lot of my videos, so well done, mate. Comment below and I'll tell you how you can claim. That's it, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. 3 people did, so I'm expecting at least 3 likes. Other than that, if you did get anything, do click like and click subscribe if you're not done already, and we can start the journey to 4,000 subscribers. But thank you everybody that supported me, and thank you for watching, and take care, much love.